At the very moment his finger is about to make history, the lights go out. A weapons system worth millions of dollars suddenly becomes nothing more than a useless block of metal.
What is this? Everything's gone! I can't see anything! My radar has no signal!
Miller knows what the Venezuelan pilot does not. The opponent's confidence is, in fact, a pre-programmed system flaw.
System steady.
This encounter was over before it ever began. Behind the slow-moving B-52 lies a parasitic electronic network. An EA-18G Growler quietly peeled apart every frequency band of the enemy, turning the Su-30's radar signal into a denial-of-service attack against itself. A.M. At 35,000 feet, the sky is suffocatingly calm, a false stillness before an electromagnetic storm sweeps through. Over the Caribbean Sea, the line between peace and conflict is suddenly severed by a sound that rips through space itself, the combat alarm. A Venezuelan Su-30 Mk2 rolls down the runway, carrying the ambition to dominate the airspace. The pilot receives a short but heavy order: intercept and destroy. Inside the cockpit of the modern flanker, the radar displays only a single return, a massive, slow, defiant bright spot.
Target acquired, an old whale. Let me show them who this sky belongs to.
That target is the B-52H Stratofortress. To the naked eye, it looks outdated, a Cold War relic of metal. But in the game of superpowers, this old whale is the instrument used to redefine international freedom of navigation. Enemy radar locks on. The hunter's confidence surges to its peak. What they don't realize is that the moment they choose a direct confrontation is the moment they step into a pre-written script, a game decided not by speed, but by information dominance.
Venezuelan base.
Free Borrelias.
Free to open fire if they violate.
End it.
The Venezuelan pilot is no longer an observer. He radiates confidence, transforming himself into a warrior of the sky. He engages afterburners and closes in not to escort, but to teach the Americans a lesson in power. It's a classic psychological attack, a high-speed pass across the B-52's nose at nearly 500 knots. Jet wash slams into the massive bomber. The airframe shudders violently. Metal groans echo through the cockpit, but the American crew remains unnervingly calm. They do not alter course. They do not change altitude. They simply fly straight, as if their adversary were nothing more than dust in the stratosphere. That calm is what breaks the Venezuelan pilot psychologically. Enraged at being ignored, he grips the stick and activates the weapons system. He centers the sight on the B-52's fuselage, The N-11 VEP radar begins emitting attack signals.
The target is maintaining course. Activating single target track. Let's see how long they can hold.
The shrill lock warning blares in both cockpits. But on the American side, it is not a signal of death, it is the signal to initiate a procedure rehearsed thousands of times. For them, this is not a life or death confrontation, but another routine morning inside a system that has already calculated every variable.
Is the coffee still warm? Maintain course. Don't let him ruin breakfast.
For the past 40 minutes, the Venezuelan pilot has unknowingly flown into a digital exclusion zone established by the U.S. Navy. The B-52 is merely the anvil, a deliberately exposed decoy. The true shield is the Link 16 network enveloping the region, where every data point of the Su-30 is dissected and shared in real time across the fleet. Inside the EA-18G Growler's coordination center, the electronic wizards are ready. The DRFM system has perfectly sampled the enemy radar's electronic fingerprint. A DDoS attack of light and radio waves is unleashed. No missiles, the Americans strike directly at the silicon brain of the flanker.
We've captured his electronic fingerprint. DRFM is ready. 750 virtual friends. Lights out.
At the exact moment the pilot's finger touches the trigger, the lights go out. He is completely stripped of control over his own systems. The radar screen suddenly floods with 50 virtual targets, creating total chaos, then turns pitch black. A $50 million fighter jet is reduced to a silent block of metal in the sky. The self-proclaimed dominant hunter is now nothing more than a $50 million transport aircraft, fully disarmed. In panic, the pilot executes a textbook defensive break, diving away at full afterburner. He is not fleeing a missile, but an invisible enemy that shattered his will from inside the processor itself. Aboard the B-52, the flight log is recorded with cold brevity. Interceptor disengaged. Mission continues. The coffee is still warm. For the American crew, this was not a brush with death, but a demonstration of a pre-programmed process. Their calm is not arrogance, it is absolute faith in the system of which they are merely one node.
Thanks for the assist, Growler. Flight remains stable. See you next time they feel like trying to teach us a lesson.
This is a clash of philosophies, the lone knight versus the networked ecosystem. A message is written at 35,000 feet. Never bring a knife to a quantum gunfight. The B-52 has flown since our grandparents wore diapers, and it will keep flying when our grandchildren come of age, as long as the system protecting it endures. This confrontation is only the prologue to modern warfare's shadow realm, where algorithms and silence across the electromagnetic spectrum decide survival. Is pilot skill or algorithmic dominance the true master of the sky? The answer lies in what you have just witnessed.